Mile at Stafford Springs, Connecticut. The Whelen Modified Tour will move from this facility in a couple of weeks to the state of Maine at Beech Ridge Motor Speedway. Ladies and gentlemen, it is our pleasure to introduce to you the starting lineup for the 30th annual GAF Roofing 150. But in just a moment, we just received word from the NASCAR officials that we need to get our King family.
Get everybody in the proper
yes, and then we'll kick things off. As we said before, NASCAR Control, Jimmy Wilson and company, is responsible for the presentation. And now, here we go. The 30th annual GAF Roofing 150 starting lineup. Here is Kyle Rickey.
Starting 23rd in the 01 from Wakefield, New Hampshire, the Pine No Auto Sales Chevrolet. Starting 23rd is Melissa Fifield.
11 rows back, starting in the 22nd starting position. Last Minute Racing Chevrolet. Car number 78 for Walter Sutcliffe Jr. out of New Haven, Connecticut.
21st starter, car number 18 from Calverton, New York. The Bowie One Seafood Chevrolet for Ken Hagee.
In the 20th starting spot, it's the FS Capari Chevrolet. Ontario, New York brings us car number 54 for Tommy Catalano.
19th starter, car number 82 from Woburn, Massachusetts, the Nocella Paving Chevrolet for Anthony Nocella.
9 rows back to the outside, the Zapienza Racing Enterprises. Grasso Brothers prepared, number 36. Ladies and gentlemen, from Riverhead, New York, Dave Zapienza.
17th starter, card number 24 from Homedale, New Jersey, the Supreme Manufacturing Chevrolet for Andrew Krause.
In the 16th starting spot, it's the Nelcorp Electric Musco Chevrolet. Ladies and gentlemen, from Owego, New York, car 32 for Tyler Ripkema.
15th starter, car number 34 from Holtzville, New York, the Golden Jalapenos Cafe and John's Tree Removal Chevrolet for J.B. Fortin.
7 rows to the outside, starting position number 14, the Eastport Feed Chevrolet. Ladies and gentlemen, car number 15 for Kyle Soper out of Manorville, New York.
13th starter, car number 1 from right here in Stafford, Connecticut. Dunleavy's Truck and Trailer Repair, Gunsmoke Stables providing the sponsorship for the Chevrolet, driven by car number 1, Woody Pitcat.
In the 12th starting position, the Dells Electric, Lamar Electric, Andrew James Interior Toyota. Murph owns the Irish Angel, number 64, from Islip, New York, the very talented Timmy Salamito.
11th starter, the 07 from Orchard Park, New York, Captain Pip Marina and Hideaway Chevrolet for your Napa Spring Sizzler winner, Patrick Emerlin.
Now let's move into the top 10. Starting in position number 10, it's the Riverhead Building Supply Chevrolet. This driver joins us with the number 46. He's been here and done that before. From Miller Place, New York, Craig Lutz.
9th starter, car number 85 from Norwalk, Connecticut, Stewart's Automotive providing the sponsorship for the Chevrolet, driven by Ron Silk.
Now let's move to the 4th row, starting position number 8. Propane Plus, ACG, Jericho Transmissions brings us the Chevrolet. From Acton, Massachusetts, car number 3, the 21-year-old driver, Matt Swanson.
7th starter to the inside of row number 4, car number 50 from Ellington, Connecticut, the Empower Financial Advisory RB Enterprises Ford. It's Ronnie Williams.
3 rows back, starting position number 6 to the outside, the Chateau Performance, Mums Auto, Wildwood Brakes, number 22. Ladies and gentlemen, from Bayshore, New York, Kyle Bonsignor.
The 6-time champion goes 5th, car number 10 from Milford, Connecticut, the Mayhew Tools Ford for Doug Kobe.
Outside of the 2nd row, driving the GAF Roofing Chevrolet. Ladies and gentlemen, from Riverhead, New York, car number 58 for Eric Goodale.
3rd starter, car number 7 from Chelmsford, Massachusetts, the Ultra Wheels Chevrolet, car number 7, it's John McKennedy.
Now let's meet the men in the front row. outside of row number 1, looking for a win here at Stafford, something he's been in search of for quite some time. He is driving the Ryan Stone prepared Phoenix Communication Incorporated Chevrolet from Holtsville, New York. Ladies and gentlemen, the champion, car 51, Justin Bonsignor.
And on the pole, the driver of car number 6 from Berlin, Connecticut, the Riverhead Raceway Chevrolet. Our pole sitter is Ryan Preece.
There you have it. Our starting field of 23 of the best of the NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour for tonight's presentation for the 30th annual GAF Roofing 150.
Drivers will strap in and get set to go here tonight at the half-mile Stafford Motor Speedway here in Stafford Springs, Connecticut. A big welcome to all the fans joining us that have been here throughout the night, and also those tuning in on NBC's Track Pass from across the country. Thank you for tuning in. You're in for a good one here tonight, as you usually are when the NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour hits the racetrack.
Certainly does. And of course, the season began way back on April 8th at Martinsville Speedway when Eric Goodale was the big winner. The Spring Sizzler rolled around next, and Patrick Emmerling was the dominant car to win there. Then it was from Riverhead Raceway, Doug Coby breaking that streak and visiting Victory Lane. Jennerstown saw Justin Bonsignor in May, the big dog there. And at Oswego Speedway, it was Matt Hirschman securing the victory. On June 20th, back to Riverhead, Doug Coby was back in winning form. July 17th, an exciting, controversial finish with Ryan Preece taking down the win on July 17th. And at New York International Raceway, better known as Lancaster, it was Patrick Emmerling just 1 week ago on July 31st.
And a photo finish over Justin Bonsignor. An incredible race last week. In fact, the last 2 finishes have come down to the final corner of the final lap. Been a great competitive season for the modifieds here in 2021.
Look at more stats. 6 winners in 8 races. Only 2-time winner Doug Coby and Patrick Emmerling have been the repeat winners. As we said before, it looks like we are almost ready to kick things off here. Final preparation. They'll check the pressures in the tires. The good folks from the King family down center stage at trackside, and they will give the most famous words in motorsports as well. And also joining us for this evening's presentation as part of the festivities here, we will have an honorary starter, and that is Dan Semp, the GAF VP of Sales. Dan, we welcome you tonight as he's on the starter stand.
Taking his perch.
Yes, he is, and ready for tonight's program. As we said before, the NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour will move next after tonight's stop to the great state of Maine, to the Beach Ridge Motor Speedway for the running of their event on August 21st. And the air time, for those of you, we remind you that NBCSN will be airing this on Sunday, August 15th at 9 p.m.
Just a few moments away as we're waiting on just a couple cars to get, or a couple drivers to get strapped into their cars at the front of the grid, following our introductions. And when we get the thumbs up from the front of the field, we will be set to go trackside.
And as we have the opportunity to take a look at the field as they're staged, about ready to get fired up for the presentation. 2,600-pound race cars, the oldest division in NASCAR, the NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour. The only body panel that is somewhat stock is the roof itself. All the other body panels on the race cars themselves, the chassis manufacturers as well. Of course, that a variety of cars, LFR, Fury, Troyer Engineering among the cars. And of course, there's even a homemade car in the field as well. Let's look at the field. Great shot here as we look at these mighty modifieds. The Williams number 50 car, graduate from our own SK Light division, and there's that homemade race car the number 3, the legendary bowler number 3 for the Bowler family.
Matt Swanson behind the wheel. Kyle Bonsignor, former winner here in car 22. Eric Goodale also has a checkered flag here in car 58.
There is the car that everybody always talks about. Ryan Stone prepares this car. It's a Fury chassis machine, and Justin Bonsignor is the man that sits behind the wheel. And as Kyle pointed out a few minutes ago, Justin Bonsignor has done, well, a lot here at Stafford, but there is one thing that he has not been able to do, and that, as we all know, is to win here in a Whelen Modified Tour event. And you can see that automobile that is well known for not only its success here in the Whelen Modified Tour, but the championship quest, the 51 New York car. And looking at it from all sides, and the Modifieds are a thing of beauty, Kyle.
They are.
We grew up with them, so we love them and know them. There's the 6. That, of course, is the Morgan Buildings machine. And that, Eddie Partridge, who owns the Riverhead Raceway. Waddell Communication, Sean Waddell, longtime friend, and the official spotter of Ryan Preece. Now, Preece has had a lot of laps here. Just last Friday night,
yes,
he started up front in the Bud Light Tour Type Open 80, was a dominant car early in the event when Chase Dowling managed to squeak on by and take down the victory there as well.
Let's go down trackside for the command.
Race fans, are you ready to get this show rolling? GAF 150 time. Tonight we welcome the king, the family for tonight's most famous words in motorsports.
Drivers, start your engine!
There's nothing like it. The official command and the pavement itself will start to literally tremble beneath your feet. This is the NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour. Tonight, we remember one of the top car owners, Don King, his family and friends, putting up some extra money on the line. But you don't have to put always an incentive of money. It's the prestige and the honor. Winning here at Stafford, that's what the Arute family's dream has always been about. Providing an arena like no other arena we have ever witnessed in America. There's only one Stafford Motor Speedway. And when you come to Stafford and you win here at Stafford, it's an achievement that stands the test of time.
And we want to show fans across the country how great the race fans are. You all received, or most of you received, those GAF rally towels when entering the Speedway. Get them ready, because as the field comes around to get the one to go signal, we'll ask you to come to your feet and wave the towels and wave your favorite drivers on.
That is true. And not only we want you just to wave, we want you to stomp your feet and make some noise. And we want to give a send-off, perhaps like no send-off ever before here from the Stafford Motor Speedway for tonight's GAF Roofing 150. Final preparation. NASCAR officials checking. Look at the beautiful crowd in attendance here for tonight's race program. You know, they say there's some type of an imaginary line that says modified racing originates here. I have a feeling it's right here in Stafford Springs, Connecticut. The fans are ready. They've got those red GAF towels. Get ready. We'll tell you when. From the starter stand.
For the 135th time, the field pulls away from the front straightaway. That's how long the modifieds have been running here, part of the NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour, dating back to 1985, when this series was formed by NASCAR.
As they pull away from the starting grid, they head down the backstretch. Take a look at these cars. Pick your favorite, but get ready, because what you're about to see is the best in modified racing.
First of 4 parade and pace laps. John Gates, Matt Buckler, before we get rolling, an interesting pit strategy could shape up here tonight with pit stops and limited tires on the pit lane for these teams. Let's first check in John Gates at his section of pit lane.
Yeah, Kyle, the pit boards are out. These guys are ready to rock and roll here on pit lane. It's going to be busy. They're hoping it's not going to be any crinkled material, but they're just hoping maybe tire switchovers, tire changes. And I'll tell you what, this is going to be a great race here at Stafford.
And Matt Buckler, I believe they're only allowed 2 per caution, 3 new ones for the race, a potential practice tire as well.
Ryan Stone, the crew chief for Justin Bonsignor, said that the strategy is going to be very tricky. That 2 tire per stop rule is going to provide a few wrinkles to this race, and there's always a chance that someone will save a tire for the end and try to come from the rear of the field. It should be exciting as the GAF 150, 2 tires per stop. It is time to hold your breath at Stafford.
Well, there's still some final preparation going on. The spotters are talking to the crew chiefs. The crew chiefs are relaying the information back. The lights are on the official pace car, the Stafford Motor Speedway, provided by Whelen Engineering. First name in light, sirens, and safety services used throughout the world. The fans are getting warmed up from the grandstand for their big send-off. They've got those red towels ready, and in the background, we are ready. And just 2 laps remaining. And on the next circuit by, we're going to ask you to get up out of your seats, make some noise, stomp your feet, wave those towels, your hats, and anything else that you have.
Field is in turn 3. Ladies and gentlemen, come to your feet with your rally towels in hand as the field comes off turn 4.
Stomp your feet.
1 lap away from the GAF Roofing 150. Let's send him on, this time by.
They come off turn number 4. The fans are making some noise. The color red from GAF, the sponsor of tonight's event. This is what keeps your heart pounding. You come to see modifieds, and you're in for a treat. When the NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour comes to town, it is always an event to remember. Kyle, Ricky, your final thoughts before we're set to go green.
It's going to be a good one, no doubt. It was back in April for the Napa Springs Sizzler. Ryan Preece looking for yet another win here in Stafford. Justin Bonsignor looking for his first. Field of 23 lined up and ready to go in turn 3. And with the call of the GAF Roofing 150, here's the voice of the Stafford Motor Speedway, Ben Dodd.
They come off turn number 4, side by side. The green flag is out, and Preece immediately takes command. Ryan Preece to the bottom of the racetrack, side by side in a bid for second. Up the hill goes Justin Bonsignor as they head to turn 3.
John McKennedy stepping into that second spot. Bonsignor in third. Goodale in fourth. They single out bottom lane, outside lane, struggling. That's where we find Kyle Bonsignor falling backwards just a bit. Here's Doug Covey to the inside and car number 10 to the inside of Kyle Bonsignor for that fifth spot.
Eric Goodale got a little out of shape with car number 58, the GAF machine. Here comes Doug Covey, black-white number 10 car. 6-time champion Covey is up to the top 5. Car number 10, the Phil Moran prepared car, starts to already reel in on the GAF number 58 of Goodale. Single file among the top 7. Then they're doubled up. Swanson is the first car to go to the outside, car number 3.
That's Swanson in old blue to the outside of Ronnie Williams, who goes to the bottom of the racetrack. Just behind them, Tyler Ripkamud won last year's rookie contender. That's rookie winner. Also running in that pack of traffic along with Greg Lutz and Patrick Emerling as they come back off turn 4 to complete another lap.
It is Ryan Preece, still the leader of the pack. Car number 6. Just the way it looked last Friday night. Well, it wasn't a Whelen Modified Tour event then, but Preece got out in front. They said he used up his tires too early. Will he have learned from that? We'll see, because currently his laps are impressive. 18.545. 0.015 is his advantage. Down the back straightaway, all of a sudden Goodale is reeling in on Bonsignor. Here comes Doug Colby. High, wide, and handsome off turn number 4 with car number 10.
Doug Colby, as you mentioned, closing in on them both in position number 5 in that number 10 car as they race off of turn number 2 and up the back straightaway. Chasing Ryan Priest, the race leader, over the John McKennedy car running in the second spot. Then it's Justin Bonsignor and Eric Goodale running in positions 3 and 4. Kyle Bonsignor having a good run, a former race winner here, won the fall final a couple of years back. He is in position number 6 right now, closing in on the top 5 as they race off turn 4.
Meanwhile, take a look at what's happening among those top positions here. Meanwhile, Goodale puts the Riverhead Building Supply machine to the back bumper of car number 51. Lap traffic up ahead as the leader comes up on a slower automobile. Here, moving out of line to the inside is Goodale with that 58 car. Can't do it, pulls back into formation. Melissa Fifield, lap car on the bottom of the racetrack. Down the back straightaway, things starting to settle in. This time, when they come back to the stripe, 10 laps are complete. So far, nobody has been able to touch Ryan Priest in car number 6.
Eric Goodale stepping out of line, right to the inside of Justin Bonsignor, takes the 3rd spot away. Doug Colby will follow suit on the bottom, trying to get to the inside of Bonsignor, who's in that outside lane. A couple of former champions on the tour. In fact, the 2 most recent champions go side by side for the 4th spot, and it's 6 time taking that spot away. Doug Colby moves to 4th. Justin Bonsignor moving just in front of his cousin, Kyle Bonsignor, in position number 6 as the field comes off of turn 4 to complete lap 12.
Well, 12 laps now complete into the record books here. You know, interestingly enough, Doug Colby wants to win this event. He loves to win. He only knows the definition of winning, but tonight would be a special win. He drove for Don King, and that's what this event is about. Meanwhile, Colby is closing in. The Bill Moran prepared race car, car number 10, very consistent and very smooth. Back to the front of the field. Meanwhile, it appears that the car in second is John McKennedy. Now, McKennedy drives Tommy Baldwin's race car on the Whelen Modified Tour, but that car also picked up Ultra as the sponsor of the automobile, and now Baldwin's car, driven by John McKennedy, is in the runner-up spot but being hunted down by Eric Goodale. Goodale tries a different line this time. Off the inside, it doesn't pay off.
Former ISMA Super Modified champion John McKennedy in that 2nd spot. Had a good 6th place run here back in April in the Napa Spring Sizzler. Here comes Eric Goodale, though. Looks to the inside, had a peek to the inside a lap ago. Can't make a move in car number 58. And as they race hot and heavy for that 3rd spot, it has allowed Doug Colby to close in position 4. Those 3 have been able to break away from the Bonsignor battle for 5th between Justin and cousin Kyle. They run 5th and 6th on the racetrack. All of this well behind race leader Ryan Priest, who has a healthy lead at the front of the field by about 10 or so car lengths.
There's no question about it. Now Eric Goodale has closed in on John McKennedy. He is in striking distance, setting in the runner-up spot. Runs directly in his tire tracks as they come back to the line. And there's 3 cars in single file formation with 18 laps now showing up on the big board. Look a little further back to the bottom of the top 10, and you'll see that things are starting to come together there as well, because the Bonsignor family is right there, but then it is Ronnie Williams. Williams now, with that number 50 car, is closing up the gap. And then, as we said, the number 22 machine is right there for Kyle Bonsignor. Kyle Bonsignor has had a lot of success here in Stafford in a very short career time. As we shift back up front, and keep your eyes on John McKennedy. Goodale dips to the inside, bottom shot, but John McKennedy shakes Goodale off. They pull back in line. three cars contending for position number 2.
He stepped out of line the last couple laps talking about Eric Goodale, but unable to make a move on John McKennedy, and Doug Kobe wants to make a move on them both in car number 10. Not close enough this time. A couple of car lengths back in position number 4. Now gets a full head of steam off of turn number 2 on Eric Goodale. Goodale in third, Kobe fourth, Justin Bonsignor losing touch with that group in fifth as they come back off the corner. Complete lap number 23. And still nose to tail. Second, third, fourth, McKennedy, Goodale, and Kobe.
You know, while that's been happening, those three cars are still settling into that quest for that second position. Goodale has tried just about everything, but it just doesn't seem to be working right now. Tire management is going to be the story in this event. And if you look at the times of Ryan Preece, the leader, you will see that Preece is not saving tires. He feels comfortable and strong out front. He is literally the rabbit being chased by the dogs. The margin between first and second continues to grow, but the margin between second and third and fourth pretty much stays the same. A little further back, Bonsignor is closing up the gap as he is back in the fifth position.
That's Kyle Bonsignor in sixth, Ronnie Williams in seventh, and Craig Lutz in eighth as they battle just outside of the top 5.
Here comes Williams. He dips to the inside underneath Kyle Bonsignor. It doesn't work for him there. And with that group of 3 is the number 48 car, or the 46 car, excuse me, of Craig Lutz.
Good battle for position up the back straightaway, just outside of the top 5. The 22 is Kyle Bonsignor. The 50 is Ronnie Williams, a 2-time SK champion here in the Speedway. And then you mentioned Craig Lutz, car number 46, having a nice run early on here in the top 10.
Patrick Emerling is now at just out of the top 10. Good move to the inside, turn 3. Strong challenge on the bottom.
Ronnie Williams.
And Williams picks up the spot, and Lutz is now all over Kyle Bonsignor. Now watch Bonsignor as he tried to take it back from Williams. Williams has had a very frustrating season so far in the Adam Scavora prepared car, car number 50. But once he was able to get around, he starts to pull away and set his sights on Justin Bonsignor.
Keep an eye on this battle and the battle for second. And this has been really good since the drop of the green flag 31 laps ago, and it's led by John McKennedy in car number 7, Eric Goodale, Doug Kobe, and then you get back to this battle for about 6. Ronnie Williams into 50, able to stretch it out and leg it out off of turn number 2 over Kyle Bonsignor and Craig Lutz.
Craig Lutz continues to work over. There was a time when both Kyle and Lutz competed at Riverhead Raceway, where they had some success over the years. Back up front, still reeling in on the back bumper of John McKennedy is Eric Goodale. The GAF Riverhead Building Supplies machine takes a peek at the bottom, and John McKennedy continues to shake off Goodale, but the question is for how long. Goodale's got a completely different line. He runs the bottom of turns 3 and 4, then drifts back up behind John McKennedy down the back straightaway. Watch into turn number 3. That's where he seems to gain the most, Kyle. And now Goodale sees an opening once again.
Good momentum to the inside into turn 3 for Goodale. Good momentum to the outside of turn number 4 for John McKennedy, who hangs on to that spot. Also a change for 7th a lap ago. Craig Lutz able to get around Kyle Bonsignor. The backslide in car number 22 as his battle for second intensifies off of turn number 4 once again. Goodale made a run a lap ago. This time he's going to cool his jets for a moment and try to reset and make a move on John McKennedy, and Doug Kobe unable to make a move, surprisingly, on either of those competitors. Kind of riding right now in the 4th spot. Here's Goodale back to the inside, but Kennedy strong topside in car number 7.
That is the strong point of the racetrack for Goodale. He tries it again, coming up on lap traffic one more time. Will that work to the advantage? Will it be a pit car that creates a setting? He had the opportunity, but the lapped automobile was there, and that's going to work to the advantage of Doug Kobe as Kobe closes up the gap, and now Goodale puts the car down under. Eric Goodale took a sneak peek at the inside. No room at the end this time. Those reservations got canceled.
Kennedy strong in the outside lane. Very comfortable up there now is the 7. 58, not as comfortable on the inside, but that's the bottom. It's the shorter way around, and the only opportunity right now to have a shot at taking that 2nd spot away from John McKennedy. Look, Eric Goodale.
Look a little further back, and we see also starting to move in and close up the gap on Justin Bonsignor is Ronnie Williams. So Williams now is moving in within striking distance, just out of the top 6. Ronnie Williams moves in and closes in on Justin Bonsignor. 41 laps are now complete.
That'll be for the 5th spot. Justin Bonsignor has that position, a full straightaway behind race leader Ryan Preece. Then it's Ryan Williams next in line into 6th as Melissa Fifield goes another lap down, slow on the back straightaway. Race leaders already back into turn number 2, or should we say race leader in Ryan Preece. He is all by himself, well ahead of this battle for 2nd, led by Johnson Kennedy, Eric Goodale, Doug Kobe, and then another bit of a gap back to the battle for 5th with Justin Bonsignor, and called it then Ronnie Williams coming to life in car 50.
You know, Justin Bonsignor's car seems to be a little bit off the pace just a bit. Williams has closed up that gap very, very impressively, and he continues to move into contention there. Behind Williams, a car that goes through turns 3 and 4 rather impressively is that 46 machine, and that, of course, we know is the number 46 of Craig Lutz. Now, Lutz is what we would call a closer. Every time he has had success and victories here, he has done it just about the halfway marker of the event and has come out exceptionally strong.
3-time winner on the tour for Craig Lutz in the 85 starts that he has in this series. The most recent at Thompson last fall, but it has been a tough campaign this year for Craig Lutz, coming off a 22nd place finish last week at Lancaster, a 26th place effort at Hampshire Motor Speedway a couple of weeks ago, 23rd at Riverhead. It has not been a good string of races for Craig. Hoping to turn that around here tonight as we watch this ongoing battle for 2nd. Off turn 4, led by McKennedy. The interval continues to grow as Ryan Preece now begins to close in on some more lap traffic, not really slowing it down much. Still not a straightaway. Back to John McKennedy in 2nd from race leader Ryan Preece. Crosses the line to complete lap number 48, about a third of the way through this GAF Roofing 150, the NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour.
Well, it is car number 7 for John McKennedy, the 34-year-old driver driving for Tom Baldwin. In addition to that, of course, he's the ISMA Super Modified champion of 2017. In the Spring Sizzler, he finished in the 6th position, but you'll remember back on that Sizzler event, Mother Nature was the story there as well. Now, we just saw Goodale again try to make that move with the 58 car on the 7 of John McKennedy. It just didn't pay off. And now, we said before that Doug Kobe, the 6-time champion, well, he was just kind of riding it out. That has not been the case now, because here comes Kobe, and he puts the Phil Moran race car up one, goes around Goodale. And is that the strategy of Eric Goodale, to now let Doug Kobe do the work and start to work over John McKennedy? Time will tell the answer. 51 and counting. Ryan Preece is still the star of the show.
soon to pull away. At the point is Ryan. Then it's going to be McKennedy. Doug Covey now in third. And you're right. Is he able to close in?
And look at that move. Yep, he was able to reel in on John McKennedy. They're coming up on more lap traffic. Here comes Covey again. And the car in front of them will be the number 34 machine. Will be the next car in traffic. That's J.P. Ford. But still, John McKennedy, almost like he was toying with Covey for a while. But now Covey moves within striking distance again, as Priest is still gone at the front of the field. Turn 2, McKennedy still comes off the turn, gets great forward bite with that number 7 car, but watch Doug Covey. Right here, Kyle.
Gets in the line here on the front straightaway. Craig Lutz gets a move, or makes a move that gains a spot on Justin.
Here comes Covey again. Almost there, close but no cigar. And now, Eric Goodale comes back to life. Lap traffic up ahead, the Ford machine, car 34.
Dave Sapienza, the first car in front of Ryan Priest over in turn number 3. He has a few lap cars that he's going to have to weed through, as does this battle for second. Moving around J.B. Ford in turn number 3. All 3 of those cars involved in the second place battle, able to move around safely.
And here comes Covey again. Gets a good bite to the inside, but John McKennedy shakes him off. Covey fights back again, looking for some room that almost doesn't exist on the inside of the racetrack. That's the battle you're currently looking at. Here comes Covey, the Mayhew Tools machine, getting sharpened as it works its way to the inside of John McKennedy, but McKennedy does not fold to the pressure.
This battle for second, more than the full length of the back straightaway on Ryan Priest, the race leader. He's in turn 3. This battle for second, off turn 2 and up the backstretch now, led by McKennedy. Covey is there. They have lap traffic now in front of that battle for position. Kyle Soper, the current Riverhead Modified Raceway point leader.
And then, in addition to that, now Williams is trying to close up the gap, and he now is moving in to the 6th spot. And Lutz continues to close up the gap. Justin Bonsignor. Now, traditionally here at Stafford, the cautions seem to come out late in the event. And that's when the pit strategy is going to come into play. But right now, Doug Covey, that time, it appeared that McKennedy's car got loose coming off turn number 4. And now, Covey gets it to the inside. Doug Covey, black and white, number 10. Mayhew Tools machine. On the bottom, Ultra, number 7. And now Doug Covey has taken over second.
Takes the second spot away. McKennedy, that is, back to third. Did he potentially burn up his tires a bit more than Covey while he was trying to hold off Eric Goodale, who was also still a part of this battle for second, running in 4th right now, closing in on John McKennedy for 3rd, as 64 going to go another lap down just in front of this battle for second. That is Timmy Salamito.
And the leader, Ryan Priest, just came up on the 54 machine, the Catalano race car. It appears through timing and scoring that Ryan Priest is not slowing a bit. In actuality, his times have been so consistent. But now our attention shifts back to the battle that we saw earlier, but then it was for second between our 3rd place car coming up on Salamito with the number 64 car, as John McKennedy, our 3rd place car, is still being hunted down by Goodale And look at Ronnie Williams, car number 50. Williams is getting quicker and quicker.
He is.
But the story is, will he be a driver that used up his tires too quick? He is now less than 6 car lengths from the number 58 machine, which is your 4th place car for Eric Goodale.
John McKennedy just in front of Eric Goodale, running in 3rd. And maybe holding him up, maybe not, but it has allowed Doug Covey to really pull away in that 2nd spot. Only about the lap in Kyle's car. This battle for 3rd, about 8-10 car lengths behind Covey, who is unchallenged in 2nd. Then it's McKennedy and Goodale. Then Ronnie Williams closing in from position number 5.
Now look at that bid. Goodale trying to use the same type of a tactic to get around John McKennedy that Doug Covey had used earlier. And Covey, unfortunately, once he got 5, fortunately for him, and now he is literally pulling away from that pack of cars. Another good battle is between Patrick Emmerling with the number 07 car and the number 3 car of Matt Swanson. Leaders come up on some pretty heavy traffic.
It's a good battle, but unfortunately it's a battle that Ryan Preece can see in car number 6, the race leader, on the same straightaway of that battle, being led by Matt Swanson off of turn 4. Patrick Emmerling, Sizzler winner, last week's winner. Would Pit Cat part of that battle as well in car number 1. Preece closing in.
And they are just 2 laps shy of the halfway marker in this event. The TS Haulers team watching his dad, pretty good driver in his own right when he was a young man. He has been instrumental in the career of Ryan Preece. Preece is in turn number 3, and Doug Colby is coming off turn number 2. And then the margin between Colby and the 3rd place car, which is John McKennedy, is about half a turn.
This race clicking off in a hurry. The GAF Roofing 150, the NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour, halfway home, 75 down, 75 to go. It has all been Ryan Preece in the front of the field thus far. He has a straightaway plus over the battle for 2nd. It's not even a battle. It's Doug Covey all by himself in that 2nd spot. He's been able to break away from John McKennedy in 3rd. Ronnie Williams, he's making his way up the field.
And he is getting closer and closer to contend. He literally went around Eric Goodale almost like he was stopped on the racetrack. And now he starts to work over John McKennedy. But Goodale is running a very, very scientific race here because he seems to let competitors do the work for him, and then he moves right back in. And now look at Williams looking to the outside, crosses over. Ronnie Williams saw some daylight to the inside, 50 on the bottom, 7 on the outside, and Ronnie Williams has moved into the number 3 position.
24 years old from Ellington, Connecticut, the driver of car number 50. 35 starts here on the NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour, and a couple of top 5s to go with it. Both coming a year ago, a 5th at Monadnock, a 4th here at New Hampshire. Has a top 10 run here at Stafford as well. 7th last fall for Ronnie, having a great night here tonight. Patrick Emmerling, the Spring Sizzler winner, last week's Lancaster winner, falls off for the lead lap. Ryan Preece, a great shot to the outside and puts Emmerling a lap down. Goodale finally gets around John McKennedy to take the 4th spot away.
Well, that tactic worked beautifully for him. And now here comes Ryan Priest coming up on lap traffic again. And there is Priest with the number 6 car. And that is Woody Pitcat, car number 1, directly in front of him. The Cam McDermott prepared car. And the Matt Swanson car directly in front of them.
A lot of good cars.
So they're battling for position, Swanson and Pitcat. But Priest is the leader. And literally, Priest had to change his line to get around this traffic. And he moves down underneath the Swanson race car with 84 laps now complete up on the board.
Fortunately for Priest, there's a lot of room back to the second place car of Doug Covey, so he can be patient in this lap traffic as he was a lap ago, moving around the 3 of Matt Swanson. Now closes in on Woody Pitcat, car number 1, the driver that grew up right here at Stafford Motor Speedway.
You know, there was a time back in the very beginning, Ryan Priest was driving the Bowler car. He turned an impressive first lap of time here at Stafford. And driving that race car, he went on to have tremendous amount of success. And now Priest finds himself contending, glued to the back bumper of Woody Pitcat as Woody Pitcat continues to hold on. That's the Dunleavy's truck and trailer repair car. 87 laps are complete in the GAF Roofing 150 from the Stafford Motor Speedway. Ryan Priest has been the only leader in 87 laps. 6-time champion Doug Covey setting in second, as now Priest, he is really working over Pitcat, and Pitcat is not giving him an inch of extra real estate. And now, Kyle, as you watch Priest's race car, it is starting to loosen up a bit. You see the back end starting to come around.
Having a tough time getting around Woody Pitcat. The interval back to Doug Covey, still the same though, about more than a straightaway. So again, has room to give, does Ryan Priest, but doesn't want to waste too much time. That is trying to get around Woody Pitcat as they come back off of turn number 4. A couple of more lap cars in front of Ryan, including Ron Silk, a former champion and a former winner here at the Stafford Motor Speedway. That will be the next car just in front of Woody Pitcat. Here's the move now in turn 3 as Ryan Priest goes to the inside and puts Woody Pitcat a lap
now
down.
Watch Priest's car as it comes off the turn there in turn number 4, because the back end starts to literally shift around a bit on him. But once he got around Woody Pitcat, he sets his sights on the next car in line, and that is Ronnie Silk. Now Silk is directly in front of our leader Priest. And now let's see if the 85, that's the Kevin Stewart race car for Ronnie Silk, gives way to the leader, and he's already lapping cars in the top 10. 92 of 150.
Silk in the 10th spot as they go back to turn number 1. Krause, the next car to go a lap down.
And he does it with ease.
One lap down. That is Andrew Krause. Ryan Priest goes to the outside. Around him with ease in turn number 3. And keep in mind, Doug Covey's going to have to move around the same lap of traffic and about a half a dozen or so, maybe a little more than that now between Priest and Covey. About 8 cars between those two.
Good battles shaping up with Woody Pitcat and the Krause machine just a lap or so ago. There's our leader, Ryan Priest, and he is working that right rear hard as caution flag is out.
First time tonight, caution comes out on the Speedway here at the GAF Roofing 150.
We're going to see exactly, not quite sure what the caution flag is for. But there's the leader, Ryan Priest, the Morgan Buildings machine.
Well over 5 seconds between the top two before the caution. Priest back to Covey in what has been a dominant night for Ryan Priest. But can they have Can they execute on pit road? That has been an issue for Ryan and his teams here over the years.
And Stephen Kopsick is involved with the Ryan Preece machines. He has been instrumental behind the scenes there as well. Here's a quick rundown as we are under caution. Ryan Preece the leader, Doug Colby is second. Ronnie Williams really doing a fine job setting in the third spot. Eric Goodale holding on. He's been in that fourth position. Craig Lutz is up to 5. John McKennedy dropped back to 6. Kyle Bonsignor is 7. Justin is 8th, and Woody Pitcat is 9th over Ron Silk in 10th. And as we said before, the caution, they were about to lap the 8th place runner. Let's go down on pit road.
And I am in the Ryan Preece pit. They have the tires ready. Remember, they can change too, and it looks like that's what they are about to do. Let's see what's happening at John's end of the pit.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of excitement here. The 58 GAF Goodies motorsports machine of Goodale. He'll be coming in real soon along with Doug Colby in the 10. All these crews are ready to rumble here on pit road.
Here comes Preece. Here comes Doug Colby with the number 10 car. Preece, the 6 machine. Ronnie Williams is in, along with Eric Goodale. Lutz is in. John McKennedy is in. Kyle Bonsignor and Justin Bonsignor.
Matt Buckler?
And they attack the right rear and also the left rear, so it looks like they are changing rears. Bonsignor is in, and it looks like they have the same strategy. Preece is away, so he will maintain his advantage. That was a very fast pit stop, followed up by Colby.
Right sides for Doug Colby on the number 10. Same with Ronnie Williams in the 50 car. Eric Goodale still sitting on pit road. That car, they're trying to get the rear tire off of that car. Actually, they got the car jacked up right now with some issues on the back end of that car. So big trouble for Eric Goodale in the 58.
4 cars coming down on pit road, guys. Ronnie Silk is in. 64, Salamito is in. 32, Rip Kima is in. Let's go back down on pit road.
It looks like Ryan Preece might be headed back in. So the sign is out, and we'll see if the 6 returns to his pit stall.
It was a stuck lug nut on the number 58 of Eric Goodale. Finally got the car out. The GAF crew working hard there. Also in right now in the pits, several other cars. We've got the Ripkema machine in the pits. They are also looking at the rear left on that car, not only the right sides, but rear left on that machine as well.
Most of these cars on pit road now, off of the lead lap, including
Yes.
Tyler Ripkema, who is down and away. Timmy Salamito also on pit road. As we go back to Matt Buckler.
Yeah, the sign is back on the pit box. So Preece will stay out. They're satisfied with what they did, and we'll try to talk to their crew chief and find out how happy they are with that pit stop.
Well, from the starter stand, they're indicating one more lap before we're set to go back to green.
4 cars getting the wave around, including Matt Swanson, Woody Pitcat, Patrick Emmerling, and also the Catalano car. Staying out on the racetrack, not pitting, but putting themselves between the pace car and the leader on the 1 to go. So they're able to pass the pace car and get a lap back, essentially, as we are set to go back to green. 2/3 of the way home, 100 down, 50 to go in the GAF Roofing 150. Lights are off on the pace car, which pulls to pit road. Ryan Preece, Doug Colby make up the front row as we are set for the restart.
Off the turn. It is Preece with enough speed to maintain the lead, but look out because John McKennedy made a bid for it, but Colby shook him off, and Bonsignor has come back to life in the Ryan Stone car. Off turn number 4. Preece is still the leader, but Doug Colby is right there. Then there's a side-by-side battle as Justin Bonsignor has just moved into the 4th spot, forcing Williams with car number 50 back to 5.
And Colby had a great run on Ryan Preece a half a lap ago, unable to make the move to the bottom. We'll try it again in turn number 1. Preece out front, Colby in second.
Here comes
McKennedy
Colby
in third.
again.
Here comes Doug Colby off of turn 2. Had a look to the inside again. Strong at the exit of the corner. as is Ryan Pristo, who maintains the race lead.
They come off turn number 4. Meanwhile, Justin Bonsignor has picked up the pace quite a bit. Bonsignor moves into the 3rd spot, forcing John McKennedy back to 4. And then Williams sets in the 5th position. Kobe again sees some daylight. Can't do it. Priest slams the door. 45 and counting.
Kobe all over the back bumper of Ryan Priest as they make their way up the back straightaway. Can't make the move. Now Priest bobbles a bit.
Here
in turn
comes
3.
Kobe.
Here comes Doug Kobe, bottom of the racetrack, but Priest strong in the outside lane.
The difference is .225. Here comes Doug Kobe. Puts the Bill Moran prepared car to the inside. Priest sinks it in at a ton. Off the turn. Brand new leader by inches. But at the line, it's still Ryan Priest.
Half a car length over Doug Kobe for the 3rd time by. They are side by side. Kobe with the advantage on the inside. Priest strong on the outside. Justin Bonsignor right there in position number 3.
Here comes Kobe again.
3 former champions getting at it here in the late stages of Stafford.
They move to the bottom of turn number 1. Doug Kobe takes over the lead. Justin Bonsignor still works the same line that Kobe pulled to try to take the number 1 spot, and he did. Justin Bonsignor up to 2nd. Priest is back to 3rd. McKennedy is in 4th, and Williams for 5.
Keeping an eye on the top 3. Doug Kobe to the
3.
point. Max
Down the back
slow,
straightaway.
Back straightaway. We stay green for now with 41 laps to go. Field off turn 4. Caution is out for Bob Slade on the starter stand.
Just as the caution flag comes out, Matty Swanson's car gets fired back up, and it looks to head back out of the racing surface itself. 110 now complete in this 150 lap event for GAF Roofing. And Doug Kobe, the leader, Justin Bonsignor. It almost appeared, Kyle, that Bonsignor literally rode out the first, well, 3rd of this event before deciding that it was going to be game time. Again, let's go down to pit road and see if we have more.
Pit road quiet right now. We'll see if we can get some strategy thoughts on.
Yeah, Kyle, we're with Phil Moran, crew chief of Doug Kobe in the 10. How happy were you with the way things have gone the last 10 laps?
I kind of wish Ryan had a wins the Cup race tonight, but no, right now we're real happy with it. You know, we did a really good pit stop, got out there, and now he got into the lead. So just talked to Doug. He seems real happy with the car.
Now, Priest changed rears, and you changed right sides. What is the difference as far as the strategy is concerned?
Right now, hopefully we made the right call.
Good answer. Yep. Let's go to John.
Yeah, speaking of strategies, they're going to bring Ryan Priest back in. The pit sign is out, so Priest is coming back in for more tires.
Most of the lead lap cars
Yes,
back in on pit road. John McKennedy is in. Ronnie Williams is in. Doug Kobe, Justin Bonsignor, they stay out along with Kyle Bonsignor. Let's pick up our pit coverage. Matt Buckler, the leaders are back in front of you.
And it looks like it will be right sides for Ryan Priest in car number 6 as his crew frantically working on the car. Another pretty good pit stop here. And beating him out, Craig Lutz along with Ronnie Williams. And it was a drag race out of pit road between McKennedy and Priest.
No doubt about it. Things got really hairy here in the 7 New York pits. I'll tell you, John McKennedy just missed the Eric Goodale car on the exit of that pit road. But I'll tell you what, a lot of quick pit stops. These guys are doing it NASCAR style here at Stafford.
Well, we talked a little bit ago, Ben,
Yes,
about Ryan Priest. They have to execute on pit road, something they have struggled with. They struggle again on the pit lane with that right rear tire a moment ago.
And
for
that right
Ryan
front
Priest.
tire
Right
also.
front, rather.
Yes, it was, we saw that as we could see what happened now. It is Swanson bound at pit road. Let's go back down.
As I am with Ryan Stone, the crew chief of Justin Bonsignor. Look like the 51 has come to life here.
Yeah, we made some good changes on the stop. We were fighting a little free there on that first run, and we got our rear tires. We made some adjustments, and it's come to life. But it's always tricky here with the strategy, with not being able to take all the tires you want on the caution. So we'll see what happens. We still got some more tires to get. We'll see how the race shakes out.
Yeah, he has 2 left. We'll see if he uses them as we go back upstairs.
It looks like we have literally 11 cars now on the lead lap. We thought it was 10 just a second ago.
Ronnie's still going to get the free pass.
Yes, he is, and about ready to get him fired back up. Leader, Doug Covey. And then alongside Justin Bonsignore, row number 2.
Keep an eye on Ryan Priest. Lost 3 spots on the pit lane.
Yes, he did.
Because of that, the hang up with the right front tire. Will restart in position number 7 after dominating the first half of this race. Had a near half-track lead at one point. He has a lot of work to do to get back to the front here with just 35 laps to go. Off turn 4, green flag. Doug Covey leads the field back to the lead with Justin Bonsignore to his right elbow.
There's no question about it. Justin Bonsignore is up on the wheel in the outside lane. Will momentum decide
Kyle
who gets the lead?
Bonsignore, big wreck on the back straightaway.
Down
Got
the
out of shape and overcorrected. Hard hit to the inside and then the outside for Kyle Bonsignore.
But we are still under green. Believe it or not, Kyle, we are still under green, and it is car number 10, the leader of the pack, but now there is the yellow. So
Craig Lutz, the other car involved, as they came together, Kyle Bonsignore got way loose on the bottom, overcorrected the car. Lutz had nowhere to go, and they got the outside wall at a ton off of turn 2. Lutz has been able to pull away with some right front damage. Kyle Bonsignore, I think now he's come to a stop at the apron of turn number 3, right at pit entrance.
now we can see from our vantage point some damage done to not only the right side of the Lutz machine, but the left side as well. Front wheel towed out, rub rails damaged and pushed in on the Riverhead Building Supply, number 46 machine. 117 laps now complete.
Happened right in front of the field, and it's amazing. 4 cars weren't collected. Battling for third at the time. Everybody scattered up the back straightaway. Lutz gets away with some damage. Kyle Bonsignore pulls to the infield, and he gets out of the car.
Bonsignore is out of his car, but Dave Zapienza will be the lucky dog competitor, car number 36. 46 is down on pit road.
Look at a replay on our...
Let's see if we can see what happened coming off.
Big time loose.
Big time loose as he gets crossed up. Lutz has no place to go as Bonsignore was there. And then, strangely enough, they came down to the center of the infield. They were sliding, but they did not come together once they got down on the grass. But you can see the car that suffered the worst of the damage. Here's another look at it. 10 is the leader, of course. Bonsignore, 51 on the outside. 22, the car went up the hill, and that's when all havoc broke loose. Let's go back down to pit road.
Tommy Baldwin, the car owner and crew chief of John McKennedy's number 7. He's third right now. What's your strategy for the stretch run?
Well, I mean, we're all finished with tires. Obviously, we got 3 on. The 2 guys in front of us only got 2. I don't know what they've done, right sides or rears, but we'll see what happens. It's going to be a shootout. You know, you got the 2 best guys, the 51 and the 10. They've been the best for a long time here, so hopefully we can get this Ultra Wheels Chevrolet up front.
Your guy's not too shabby either, though.
No, he's not that bad. We struggle a little bit on the long run. Short run's good, so we'll see.
That's Tom Baldwin, the car owner and crew chief of John McKennedy's number 7.
Woody Pitcat and Patrick Emmeling came in for a quick pit stop. Unfortunately, one of the pit crew members went over the front wheel of the Woody Pitcat number 1 car. Heavy damage on the left side here for Craig Lutz and the number 46, and they're looking at the front suspension of that car. So the Nerf bars crush right into the driver's door, but the front suspension could have an issue as the crew goes at it, getting that car up in the air and try to see what's wrong with the front suspension.
You know, we had the chance to look at several different angles of the replays on the 46, the Lutz machine, and the Kyle Bonsignore's car, and it appeared that Bonsignore's car was the car that broke away first, that as it came across, it tagged, and when we say tagged, it was a pretty heavy hit with the Lutz car, and they both went sliding down through the infield. But there's no question about it, Bonsignore's car is the car that suffered the worst of the damage, and we saw Kyle literally walking back rather dejectedly. Car 36, Dave Zapienza is getting the free pass. He'll go to the rear of the field. And I think the key thing that Kyle pointed out at the start of this event is Justin Bonsignore and how important a win for Ryan Stone and a win for himself would be here at Stafford. Doug Coby also pointed out with Phil Moran, who they have had 6 titles to their credit, that both of these operations are 2 of the very best in the business, with Baldwin and John McKennedy trying to stay with Doug Coby down the back straightaway. Bonsignore, and look at Coby, takes back the lead, and John McKennedy is moving forward.
Up to the second spot, challenging anyway. Bonsignore for that position. Behind him, Brian Priest, the man on a mission.
Oh, trouble.
As Ronnie Williams spin in turn number 1. Solo was a solo spin. Now Matt Swanson will go around further back. And one car up and into the outside guardrail in turn number 3. That's Dave Sapienza in car number 36 that has come to a stop. Top side, another caution. Cautions breed cautions, as they
sure
say,
do.
After a very uneventful first half of this event.
There is the 36 machine of Dave Zapienza. Right front wheel literally peeled back on his race car. Dave Zapienza was not having a very good night tonight in the Grasso Brothers prepared car. There is the Matt Swanson number 3. That was the car that brought out the first of the cautions initially when his car came to a screeching halt on the back straightaway to the inside.
There's Ronnie Williams, car number 50.
He spun to the bottom of the racetrack, and we did not catch that exactly what had happened, but
he was in a battle for about 5th with it looked like Ryan Priest. Woody Pitcat part of that traffic as well in turn number 1. And Ronnie able to spin, but minimal, if any, damage on that number 50 car. He is able to pull away.
And also Woody Pitcat is come back to life a bit, and he's at the bottom of the top 10 now with the number 1 car, the Dunleavy sponsored race car. And there's the Ronnie Williams machine, car number 50. That car was exceptionally strong early in the event. Now let's take a look at this again under replay. 50 to the inside, bottom of turn 1, gets down underneath Goodale. They come together, and Williams tries to correct the car, but it just doesn't respond. And the end result is Ronnie Williams spinning to the inside of the racetrack. And here's another different look at it. And then it appeared that Williams did get tagged in that process.
Yeah, Woody Pitcat.
Yeah, and that is the reason that Williams went around. And there the number 50 is back down on pit road. Adam Scavora is the crew chief on that particular race car, as we'll go back down on pit road.
Yeah, it looks like Ronnie Williams is just checking tire pressures on that car, just doing a basic check over after that incident there, unfortunately for Ronnie Williams in the number 50 car. We do have Kyle Bonsignore here. Kyle, man, tough hit in the backstretch. What happened?
We were fighting loose all race, and we put those 2 tires on with our pit stop, and it tightened it up enough to where when we're running, single file, we could get underneath somebody and pass, but just got really loose on that restart, expecting it to have more grip than it did, and it got out from underneath me. I hate it for my team. I hate it for the 46. I never would have wanted it to end that way, but now we just got to rebuild our car for 2 weeks from now at Oxford Plains, or Beach Ridge.
All right, man, good run gone bad there for the 22.
Only the 3rd time that Kyle has finished outside of the top 10 this season. Had a 16th at Oswego and a 16th a couple of weeks ago at Riverhead. So a very consistent year for Kyle Bonsignore in car number 22, who came into tonight, fourth in the championship standings, just 57 points behind the point leader and his cousin, Justin Bonsignor. But going to lose a little bit of ground tonight for Kyle as they work on the right side of that car after big contact off of turn number 2.
Well, the work still continues down there in turn number 1 in front of the safer barrier here at Stafford. And there we can see from our vantage point the number 22 machine. A lot of damage done there as well. It looks like the Anthony Nocella machine is going to be the car that gets the free pass. Danny Watts owns that race car. That is the car that, or the team that Woody Pitkat won his last Whelen Modified Tour victory with at the Ball Stadium.
Getting another look at the incident over in turn number 1, 3 wide.
Different angle this time.
They ran out of room, and Ronnie checked up. Woody was there. Contact was made, and Ronnie went for a spin in turn number 2, and then Matt Swanson had nowhere to go.
And there is the Dave Zapienza machine, double hooked and brought back down the pit road. The Grasso brothers.
Ryan, double file restart. Usually the outside is a disadvantage. How is Justin going to compensate for that?
I don't know that you can, really. It's tough on the outside. He's doing a great job, but we need it to go green here so we can try to just battle with Doug. But, of course, everybody else is coming behind us with the same idea. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully we can get a good start and at least challenge for the win here tonight with 20 to go.
It's going to be a barn burner as we go back upstairs.
Coming down to it, 21 to go here in the GAF Roofing 150 for the NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour. Lined up, ready to go in turn number 3. Doug Covey, Justin Bonsignor, off turn 4, green flag. Then it's John McKennedy and Eric Goodale. Ryan Priest battling back from a slow pit stop with 2 laps to go. He's up to 5th as the leaders exit turn 2 and head up the back straightaway.
Well, they head 2 by 2 down to the bottom of turn number 3. Covey still holding on the bottom lane. Will Covey drag with him John McKennedy and Ryan Priest. Those 3 cars run to the inside. Justin Bonsignor. Now Covey shakes off Bonsignor. Trouble now. Out of line comes Goodale. He loses 5 positions on the racetrack.
Ryan Priest got out of shape on the bottom, got into Goodale's. We have a race for the lead. Here is Justin Bonsignor inside of Doug Covey. They are side by side for the top spot. John McKennedy looking on in 3rd. Here comes Ryan Priest. He's up to 4th.
4 cars under a blanket as they head to turn number 3. Justin Bonsignor becomes the brand new leader. Here comes John McKennedy to the inside. Covey is stuck in the upper lane. John McKennedy moves in, takes over 2nd, and right there with him is Ryan Priest. Car number 6, Doug Covey, and now Priest sticks it in to the inside. Here comes Ryan Priest to try to take back the runner-up spot.
Went to the inside of Doug Covey, took the 3rd spot away with these. Now moves to the inside of John McKennedy. He's up to 2nd. Can he reel in Justin Bonsignor, who is looking for his first Stafford win tonight? Priest trying to spoil the party. He is up to 2nd and about 5 car lengths back. McKennedy, Covey, Goodale, top 5.
Meanwhile, it is Ronnie Silk that has come out of nowhere to be up now into the top 5. Woody Pitkat is back up to 6th. Patrick Emmerling is in 7th. Williams is back to 8th. Goodale is at 9th. And Tommy Catalano will round out the top 10. 14 circuits remaining. Justin Bonsignor in search of something that he has been searching for here in Stafford for quite some time. But now Priest is closing up the gap. 0.437 separate Justin Bonsignor and Ryan Priest.
Here they come up the back straightaway, keeping an eye on Ron Silk as well. Remember, at one point he was a lap down. He has moved that car back into the 5th spot. Off turn 4, car length and a half, call it, with 12 laps to go between Justin Bonsignor and Ryan Priest in 2nd. They've been able to break away a bit from John McKennedy in 3rd. Doug Kobe all by himself in fourth. Ron Silk unchallenged.
All of a
fifth.
sudden, it is Monsignor who tries to stay on the bottom of the racetrack in turns 1, forcing Ryan Priest to go to the outside. Now watch turn number 4. On the last circuit, Monsignor stayed glued, almost came to slow just a bit to try to upset Priest. But it's still Monsignor, less than 10 to go.
Into the final 10 laps, Monsignor and Priest, 1 and 2. Priest looking to the outside, maybe looking to set up a crossover move off turn number 4. Monsignor guards the bottom, maintains the lead. Priest again goes a bit higher in turn number 1, trying to build a run for the back straightaway.
Again, Priest is all over Monsignor. Now Priest goes to the outside. Monsignor comes up just a bit higher this time. Off the turn, Priest dives to the inside. Ryan Priest takes back the lead. The fans are loving it here at Stafford. Down the back straightaway, but Monsignor tries the crossover to take it back. They come off turn number 4. It's Priest still in command. Here comes Monsignor to try it again with 7 laps to go.
Back to turn number 2. It allows John McKinney to close in position number 3. Monsignor overdrove turn 2 a bit, lost a bit of ground to Ryan Priest, the race leader. Down to the stripe. 6 laps to go for Ryan Priest. Monsignor in second, McKinney in third. They're wanting to settle this amongst themselves with Doug Kobe a distant fourth. Ron Silk in fifth as it'll be 5 to run this time for Ryan Priest, the race leader.
Ryan Priest worked his way back to the front of the class in this one, but Justin Monsignor is not about to give up. Meanwhile, it is still John McKennedy in third, Kobe in fourth, Silk in the 5th position. Kobe, who looked strong just a few laps ago, now settling in, 4 laps remaining. 2 miles left in the competition.
Up the back straightaway they go. Ryan Priest looking for his 9th Stafford win here in the NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour. Justin Monsignor looking for his first well-documented stat, 0 for 39 coming into tonight. In second right now into the final 3 laps. John McKennedy in third and losing sight of the race leaders with 2 laps to go here in the GAF 150 for race leader Ryan Priest.
Yes, we're coming down to the wire of this one. Meanwhile, Priest continues to start to string it out. Monsignor settling back in to the runner-up spot. Then a huge margin between second and third. This time, when they come off turn number 4, white flag is out.
Ryan Priest went to victory lane 2 weeks ago in New Hampshire, looking for his first Stafford win in few seasons as he races up the back straightaway since 2018. He's in turn 3 now for the final time for Ryan Priest.
Off turn number 4, checkered flag is out, and the fans are loving it. Ryan Priest will take down the win. Justin Monsignor will finish in second. John McKennedy to round out the top 3. Doug Kobe for 4. Ronnie Silk for 5. Woody Pitcat will finish in the 6th spot. Patrick Emmerling for 7. Ronnie Williams to finish in 8th. Eric Goodale for 9th. And Tommy Catalano to round out the top 10.
Oh, Twitter will be fun here later tonight. Keeping an eye on Ryan Priest, Justin Monsignor. So entertaining. Ryan Priest getting the job done here tonight. Kicking off a triple-header weekend for the Berlin, Connecticut driver, who will conclude the weekend on Sunday, making his 100th Cup Series start. He's out of the car and can hear you. Ryan Priest, winner of the GAF 150.
And Ryan Priest will be heading to victory lane as he will be also the recipient of an additional $1,280. Courtesy of the King family. But the Morgan Building, Stephen Kopsick, Priest, Partridge prepared. Number 6. is in to Napa Victory Lane here at Stafford, and the fans seem to love it.
Justin Bonsignor, the first to congratulate Ryan in Victory Lane. Picks the front of the car in good fun for Justin Bonsignor, who falls short again here at Stafford. And a great run tonight for John McKennedy, the super modified ace, having a great season here on the NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour, finishing in the 3rd spot, driving for Tommy Baldwin.
And of course, we said before, Doug Colby to finish in the 4th spot, Ronnie Silk to round out the top 5. Woody Pitkat, pretty good run to finish in the 6th position as well. So as they set up Victory Lane, great night of racing here from the